Hi, I'm Dale Denwalt, Capital Reporter for the Oklahoman, and with me is Kitt Letcher, President and CEO of Better Business Bureau of Oklahoma City, of Central Oklahoma, forgive me.
Yeah.
And we're here today to talk about security breaches, particularly something that happened to a lot of Oklahomans last week that we found out about. It happened several weeks ago, but we found out about it last week. So what we know is that a website run by America's JobLink Alliance, it's a sort of a consortium of states that get together and contract with this entity, and they provide a database for people who are trying to get a job.
Right.
So you go on this website, okjobmatch.com, you fill in your personal information, and then they connect you with employers.
Right.
Basically is what it is. But what we found out is that about 500,000 Oklahoma job seekers could have possibly and certainly did have their information compromised and possibly had their information stolen.
Right.
So things like their name and their social security number. These are very important things that hackers and scammers may want to get a hold of.
Right.
Right. Social security numbers.
Social security numbers, I mean, that's kind of a number one item for hackers and people who want to be able to create alternative identities for you and use your information. And that really is, when somebody gets your name and your social security number and they can use those things in combination, that breach in itself really creates a lot of problems for people, because it's not just they can open a credit card, they could do home loans or auto loans or a lot of different things with that level of information.
And to sort of prevent that from happening, I understand that the Alliance has implemented a number where you can call in if you think that your information has been compromised,
Right.
if you're logged onto the site in any way, and you can call in, and they are providing some sort of credit monitoring for some folks. What is credit monitoring, and what can that do for people?
I would say that is a really good first step in making sure that the large credit bureaus are watching your information. And so if anything new pops up on your particular credit history, or new accounts are being opened and your name with your social, they have that information. And so they might alert you to it. But really, if you wanted to be proactive and take it a step further, calling those credit bureaus yourself and making sure that they're putting a freeze on your credit would be ideal. And
like
that's really what we would
Experian,
suggest. TransUnion,
Okay.
all of those. And then calling them and being proactive. I believe they're going to send out a letter to the people who were impacted by this, but I wouldn't wait. I would go ahead and call them and make sure that they know that this has happened to you and that you are a potential victim, and actually ask for a credit freeze. Because that's going to be different than just the monitoring service. That allows somebody to actually start the process of utilizing your credit, if you will. The other is they can't do anything with your credit if there's a freeze on there, and that's really what you want. And then they still notify you, the credit bureaus will notify you if something comes up.
Now, if someone is suspicious that their information may be compromised, whether or not they were a member of this website or not, is there a way for someone to know if someone else has your social security number and is starting accounts in your name? How quickly does that take for you to find out?
As far as if somebody opened, or they tried to open maybe a credit card in your name from today to next week, how quickly I'm going to know that? I don't know those particular details, but what I would say is really important is making sure that you're utilizing the free annual credit report and actually going through and checking your credit history on an annual basis. So if something is on there and it looks suspicious, you can backtrack that and make sure that you're being proactive and saying, that's not a credit card I opened, or that's not a loan I took out, and really working with the credit bureaus to get that information off of there and making sure that your information is up to date. And that's important not only for yourself, but your family members. So if you have children, doing a credit report on them and making sure if somebody has ever had access to their social security number, that's something that you're looking at as well.
That's something I wouldn't have thought of.
Right.
So Better Business Bureau, you guys have some services that you provide that you make available for folks. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
The biggest thing that we bring to the community, especially in areas of this, like scams and identity theft, is really awareness and education. We want to make sure that people know the resources that are available to them, and our website's a really great resource for that. We have a lot of different articles and content on identity theft, scams that happen, top 10 scams for the year, like the IRS scam that comes through frequently. The other thing that we have is Scam Tracker. And that's a really great resource for our community because it actually is a way for people who think they've been a victim of a scam to research scams that are happening in our local area, but also in other areas. And it's a real-time input tool that they can utilize.
Awesome. Well, that about does it. If anyone has any information or if you would like more information, if you feel that you've been targeted as part of the OK Job Match database website breach, you can visit America's JobLink Alliance. Their website has more information, including frequently asked questions and a phone number that you can call if you have any questions for them. That'll about do it. Kitt, thank you so much for joining us here at the News OK video desk in the studio.
Thank you.
And we'll see you around. Thanks for joining us. And I'm Dale
Thanks.
Denwalt, your Capitol reporter.